And now, 3 rounds of Fade the Noise, bold takes, sharp bets, and guaranteed heat. Introducing first, the hosts, Joe and Eric.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Fade the Noise. This is episode 29. I was thinking about it this morning and trying to think of milestones in the episodes, and I realized how far away we are from 50, but still, being where we are feels like a massive accomplishment. So I'm happy. I'm proud, and I think we've helped a lot of people make money so far. We've got our normal recurring cast with us today, starting with Joe, CEO of Moneyline Hacks. He's the co-sponsor of the show. Yes, sir.
What's good?
And we've got Angel with us and Aaron as well. So we're going to break some stuff down for you guys. I'd like to apologize to everybody about the Cowboys' performance last night. I think they'll tune things up. I think we all knew the good times couldn't last. Fortunately, we do the show on Fridays and not Thursdays because I would have taken the Cowboys at least a spread. But enough Cowboys talk. We're gonna go ahead and dive right on in. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving and start things off with UFC. So this weekend we've got a pretty big card. We've got Merab versus Jan and Pantoja versus Van. And I know that our crew has a lot of things to say about it. So Joe, if you want to do both fights or if you want to do one and pass to Angel, up to you. Kick things off.
Yes, sir. So we'll go one at a time. UFC 323 goes down this Saturday. It's in Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. Merab Dvalishvili is going to take on Piotr Jan. That's how you say it, I guess, in his native language, Piotr, but it's spelled Peter, no second E. So Dvalishvili versus Jan is a rematch. Dvalishvili did get the better of Jan the first fight. Jan claimed he was injured. He wasn't, 100%. And Jan is actually, saying that he's going to come in this time and finish him. So we'll see if that happens or not. Dvalishvili, if he defends it successfully, he'll become the first in UFC history to defend his belt 4 times in 1 calendar year. I thought John Jones had done that, but I think Jones fought 4 times in a year. 3 were championships. 1 was to get him to the belt. So Merab will definitely be in rare company with that. And for the co-main event, by the way, this card is stacked from top to bottom. We're going to play all fights on this card that we're going to bet. That's my specialty. I find angles for every single fight. So all fights are stacked on this card. But in the co-main event, we got Pantoja versus Van. That's going to be a good one to look out for. But let's go back to Merab versus Jan. Merab is 21-4. Jan is 19-5. Merab Dvalishvili is known for his elite cardio, pressure wrestling, relentless pace. And in their first fight in March of 2023, Dvalishvili attempted 49 takedowns en route to a unanimous decision win. Jan defended a ton of those takedowns, though. Jan's takedown defense was great. So, but yeah, when you attempt 49 takedowns, you're going to get taken down. So Dvalishvili had his way. He uses constant wrestling pressure, conditioning, fight-ending grind, which often wears opponents down across multiple rounds rather than its quick finishes. But on the other hand, Jan has dangerous striking, technical stand-up, and historically has shown knockout power and sharp boxing. Striking stats and significant strikes per minute and accuracy are generally solid versus lower-level competition, but Merab's the highest level of competition you could face. He does have some extra motivation to avenge his prior loss to Dvalishvili, but he wants to reclaim his bantamweight title that he once held as well. He wants to prove that he can handle pressure wrestling, and the media day exchanges already show that this fight has some heat between the two of them. So look out for this fight. It's a good fight, wrestler versus striker, both well-rounded though. Jan's path to victory is to keep the fight standing using his striking arsenal, possible early striking flurries or takedown defense windows. He needs to stay sharp, avoid prolonged grappling spells. If Jan can survive that relentless pressure and cardio of Dvalishvili, then it'll be a good night for him. For our official pick, tune into VIP or stick around to the end for best bets.
Amen. Before we toss it to Angel, I was just looking it up and I was curious. The current lines right now, Merab is at 7.5 for takedowns, minus 25, minus 125 being the over 7.5, which is insane. But like you said, I mean, if you attempt 49 for sure. Peter Jan's at a half a takedown. Under half a takedown is minus 115, and I feel like if he's not going to get that chance, might be an angle, but I'm not the expert. Everyone knows who to listen to for UFC, so thank you, Joe.
It's not a bad line.
Angel, anything to add?
Yeah, man, this is going to be a epic fight. Like Joe said, a staggering 49 takedown attempts during their 5-round bout, and he landed 11 of those. So if you're saying we only need 8 to cash, I might have to take that bet. But yeah, this is going to be a crazy fight. Like you said, striker versus wrestler. This is kind of what got Peter Yan in trouble the first fight. Merab, just elite on the ground, and I don't think that things are gonna go much different this time. I don't know, but at the UFC media day, Merab, he said that I'm looking to finish him, but it's going to be tough because nobody has ever finished him, and I think if he gets the finish, it'll mean a lot to him. So I think he's in for a sub. I don't know how Peter Yan, beats him. Obviously, he can knock him out, but Merab has a granite chin, so good luck. But yeah, this is going to be interesting, and it's going to be a good last fight between the two. But I hope things go differently for Peter Yan, but I don't think they do.
Yeah, Grant Chin is right. That guy's last fight was ridiculous, and I like that angle actually, but we'll pass it back to Joe. So let's talk about Pantoja and Van. Sorry.
Joshua
Okay,
the Mon
I don't-
Vaughn. Nah,
I'm not a global expert.
Right, you are, but you are an expert. Alexander Pantoja versus Joshua Van. This is going to be a great fight. I love it, actually. Record is 30-5 for Pantoja, 15-2 for Joshua Van. This is literally the still near his prime, if not in his prime, best version of Pantoja, old lion type fight versus young guard coming of age type fight. Yeah, I love in this fight the dynamics. We got Alexander Pantoja. He is an older fighter. He has multiple title defenses. I don't know exactly how many consecutively, but he has been champ for at least a couple of years now. Well-rounded skill set, striking plus grappling plus his fight IQ, which is all top notch. And he's regarded as one of the top flyweights ever. He's beaten people like Brandon Moreno, Brandon Royval. So Josh, luckily his name's not Brandon. He's fighting Pantoja on. He's coming off of a really good year. Has a lot of a lot of hype right now. He's just winning fights he shouldn't win, whether it's on short notice or he has a full camp. And he definitely has some momentum right now. So that's the variable right here. I thought Brandon Royval was going to be too much for Josh Van, and he just totally proved me wrong. He beat the crap out of Royval, and I'm definitely a believer after that. I liked him before, but I didn't know if he was ready. And after that, he is ready to fight for the belt. Pantoja's strength is just composure under pressure, championship experience, technical grappling and a submission ability, but also his ability to adapt mid-fight, which is a telltale sign of all the greats. John Jones, GSP, they made their runs like that. Now, they weren't always starting off the fight winning, but they ended the fight as the winner, whether it be a close or not close fight. So Pantoja has that. So Van's getting him in the first 2 rounds. Do not count Pantoja out. That's where this fight becomes dangerous. It's kind of like 2 fights. It's like, can Van do what he does? Can he come out control and do what he needs to do? And then after that, can he still do it in rounds 3 and the championship rounds 4 and 5? We'll see. But yeah, Van has energy, youth. He has an unorthodox style, hunger, and he's often motivated mentally and physically to seize that big opportunity. So this veteran versus up-and-comer fight has a lot of fireworks to it. I think it's going to be one of the best fights of the night. If this fight stays on the feet and involves fast pace, I may favor Van's energy. If Pantoja drags to grappling or uses fight IQ, the edge just tilt towards the champ. It just depends on who wants to implement their fight or who could implement their fight. But yeah, stay tuned to the end because we might have a best bet for this one.
Ever since you talked about the old lion thing, I've been thinking about Lion King and Simba versus Scar. So
yeah,
we're gonna see what happens.
You never know. Never know what's gonna happen.
That's exactly right. Angel, anything to add on?
Yeah, we got the Cannibal Pantoja versus the Fearless Joshua Van, and Fearless is very fitting, if you ask me. Pantoja is 35 years old, and he's got a lot of miles on them Brazilian tires, if you know what I mean. After 35 professional fights, some say he's looking the best ever. He's riding 2 very dominant submission wins, and I think he has some momentum going into this fight. Joshua Van coming off fight of the night performance. Let's just say this fight is not going to be boring. Pantoja also has about 6 fight of the night bonuses, so this is going to be nothing but pure entertainment. And if it's anything like Joshua Van's last fight, I will be watching and I might not blink because if you blink, you might miss it. I don't know what's going to happen, but Pantoja, he leads with a powerful wrestling attack and he averages around 3 takedowns per 15 minutes of action. So does he take down Van and does he get the submission or does the plot flip and does the underdog take this fight? And if you ask me, I'm liking the Joshua Van as the underdog. I think it's his time. I think it's a new era for fighters. And yeah, let's see what Fearless can do. He's only been taken down 10 times in a short UFC career. Let's not forget that. So I think this might be a stand-up throw hands battle. So I am riding with my boy Joshua Van. Good luck, Pantoja.
Let me interject
I'll
here real
follow.
quick. That was a
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. That was a great
No, you go
breakdown,
ahead.
Angel. I just want to say Josh Van will be the second youngest fighter to win this fight or win the UFC belt behind John Jones should he win this weekend.
Hey,
John Jones was
there we go.
23 and Joshua Van just turned 24. Aldo is right now in second at 24 in 2 months. Joshua Van would be 24 in just less than 2 months. So he would hold that number 2 spot, which is just damn impressive, especially in this MMA era. If you see all the champions that are that young, they're all in like the early 2000s, the late 90s, and then John Jones in the like 2009, 2010. Since then, there's been no younger 24-year-old that has won the belt. Always come close. I think he was 25. He was like 26, 27. So this will give you an idea. If Joshua Van pulls this off, get ready because there might be a new baby goat conversation going on down the line if he defends that belt multiple times. And then the last thing I'll leave it at, the final pay-per-view, not just of the year like everyone's saying, ever. We are never going to have to pay for a pay-per-view again. I think Dana might be capping. He might do one super fight, one off. That's McGregor and, crazy ass pay-per-view. But as of now, he said there's not going to be any more paid pay-per-views. Those fights will be on Paramount next year. So got a lot of stuff to look forward to for MMA.
Yeah, I'm not sure he'll need many more pay-per-views with that $7 billion he got from Paramount, but we'll see. The last thing for me, I want to say that Joshua Van was not ranked last year, and he's about to fight for this title, so that has to mean something.
Houston, man. He got the whole city behind him. 17 something fights like that in like 4 years or something. He's like, I feel like the times he does get taken down, he didn't have time to prepare. It's like, I tried, bro. I'll just keep fighting. He's my favorite UFC fighter. I don't really have much to say in UFC, but every time we talk about Van, let's do it.
I mean, because he's so young at 24, every time he gets in there, he exponentially increases his skill set, and you can visually see it. That's why I get so excited with guys that already have his high level of skill set at this very young age, because he's only going to get better. When you're in the 24 to 28 age range, you get better so quick.
Crazy.
Absolutely. So yeah, you guys have heard from everybody. If you're curious, hop into the Discord, even if it's the free one. Joe will tell you how many hours old John Jones was before he won the belt and how far away the next closest was. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's going to be a good weekend. I'm going to be over at Joe's place. I look forward to watching it. And I'm also pretty pumped. I was kind of surprised when I heard the name The Cannibal, and it just gave me flashbacks to The Predator. And there's no one in UFC screening these nicknames, and I'm just like, you know what? You guys do you. It's fine. All right, so that wraps up UFC. Let's head into NBA for a minute. We're going to talk Lakers Celtics. Right now, it's an 8.5 point spread. I just found out Luka's off doing personal things. Total set at 227. It's kind of juicy, but let's get the breakdown from Angel.
Yes, sir. Lakers, Luka Doncic. He is currently with his wife in Slovenia, if I had to guess. They are having a baby. Probably already had it, but he is out for today's game as he was out for yesterday's game. And guess what? The Lakers still won without him. So I think the Lakers do that again. I'm not being impartial. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm a Lakers fan. I don't know. But I think the Lakers should not be underdogs in this game. I'm not sure why. I mean, I guess Luka is out. He is leading the league in scoring. So when Luka is out, that means it's Reeves time. Just like last night, Reeves put up 44 points, and he is so good. I just can't get over how good he is.
Lord.
LeBron James' streak of 10 points came to an end after 1,297 games. He gave up that game-winning shot for an assist and really shot the three, put it in. So there goes that streak. He did go 4 for 17 on the night. No free throws, 0 for 5 at 3. So, I mean, the streak was kind of on him, but it's all good. Lakers are 16-5. Celtics are 13-9. Boston's favored, I think, because they're at home. I think that's the only reason why the Lakers are underdogs. Boston has won 3 straight, and they're 8-2 since moving Jordan Walsh into their starting lineup. He's definitely a great addition to their starting lineup. Jaylen Brown was out yesterday due to being sick, so he is quite probable for today, most likely gonna play, and he is going to do good things. Jason Tatum is not there. He has an Achilles injury. So look for not Jason Tatum. Look for Jaylen Brown, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, Jordan Walsh. They're gonna need them because these Lakers, they LeBron James, they got Reeves. They're kind of missing their stars, both of these teams, but I don't know. This is one of the biggest NBA rivalries ever. Lakers and Celtics have met 302 times. Celtics have won 167 of those times. But I think the Lakers win tonight. And if you're feeling a little iffy about that money line, I'd even take the Lakers spread plus 6.5. You don't get that often. Lakers are a top 10 offense, overall scoring 119.2 points per game. And I think Boston is more of a defensive team. So we'll see how this defense attacks this top 10 offense. And look for the end of the pod for some very nice picks for this game.
All right. Yeah, I got the spread at 8.5 too, and I'm glad you mentioned the
Whatever that spread
defensive
is, give me that.
because I was gonna ask you why do you think the total's at 227.5 when the scoring power exists that you were just talking about? But, like you said, Boston's a defensive team, and so if it offsets a little bit and then they don't have their best scorers, I could see how it ends up being a little bit lower.
For sure.
And I also just want to point out before we go on to Joe that you heard it here first. Angel said LeBron needs to do better. So just
Don't quote me.
record that, keep it.
It's fine.
I hope he
Yeah,
sees
no.
that one day. Well, so he can get 9 points? The
Nah, more
streak
like
died.
2.
God. All right. Joe, what do you got to add on to that?
Yeah, Angel already covered most of it. Luka being out is part of the reason why the line's a little lower than it should be as well for the total, but that's still too low in my opinion. The Lakers enter at 16-5, among the best teams in the league so far this season. Boston comes in at 13-9. They're solid, but still trailing LA. Yeah, historically, it's lopsided in the favor of Boston. The rivalry across the modern era, Celtics have the edge versus Lakers. But lately, this Lakers roster has shown legitimacy, offense humming, decisions and cohesion improving, which is all you could ask for at this point. Definitely better than expected at this point of the season. And basically, what's at stake tonight? Boston wants to protect that home court against the Lakers, leverage depth and cohesion with the home crowd energy. For LA, they just want to show they belong amongst the elite teams. Proving a top record isn't a fluke and earning respect in one of the league's most storied rivalries without Luka. So Lakers normally score about 119.2 points on average, and while giving up 116 points per game. Celtics score 116 points per game on average, but allow 110 points per game defensively. Lakers shooting efficiency is about 51% field goals this season. Celtics shoot at 47%. Celtics tend to have slightly more rebounds per game, 44.2 versus Lakers 40.8. Could matter in second chance points and hustle plays for sure there. The key for Lakers right now without Luka, their offensive efficiency and high powered scoring. They get hot from three or dominate transition. They can match Celtics blow for blow for sure. Their depth and recent form as a hot 16-5 team. This could be a statement game. Win this game without Luka, go back to back without Luka. That's a statement right there. guards and wings need to, have that shot creation on point. Shooters and playmakers need to hit. LA could upset that spread. They could challenge Boston if they challenge Boston's rhythm. So I'll have something for this game, 100% for best bets. I see a hole right here on the line Vegas set, but stay tuned to the end.
Justin
Awesome.
Jaylen Brown, not on the injury report, confirmed.
Thank you. Cool. That's good to know. I mean, he's going to be a big difference maker.
Oh, yeah. DeAndre Ayton.
All right.
Also, one thing. Sorry, I forgot. He recently had a
No, go
32
ahead.
point game. He had a 32-point game not too long ago. So I think Reeves and LeBron get a lot of assists due to lobbing it to Ayton. He's just automatic. You know what I mean? So look for him to be heavily involved tonight without Luka.
Excellent advice. Sweet. So we're going to dive on into NFL. We've got a lot of divisional matchups. I'll let the other guys touch on the details, but it always blows my mind how, no matter how well or poorly a team is performing in a season, when it comes to being in the same division within a conference, it's always way closer than you would think it would be. And I don't know why. Maybe it's just frequency, like how well they know each other, etc. But I mean, coordinators are changing all the time. Quarterbacks, like the players swap out, coaches. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things, but we're going to kick things off with an awesome game now that we got my boy Joey B back and talk Bengals Bills. We've got the Bills at minus 270, which I think is ambitious, with a total of 53.5, which I think is less ambitious, and a spread of minus 5.5. Oh, Aaron, why don't you kick us off this time?
Burrow being back is great for them. Somehow still fighting to stay in it. They could. I mean, if you can throw for 590 yards and 4 touchdowns in a game, I say you look pretty good. Or them 590 yards, sorry. But still, me and the Bengals. I don't have a good history with the Bengals and Burrow, so that's just a personal thing. They got bottom 5 rush defense versus James Cook still. The Bills lead the turnover margin by like a lot. Yeah, they got Bengals coach is 2-0 versus the Bills too. I also have that, and with Burrow, two just high-powered offenses. It's just I don't know how do you not think they'll stay in it offensively at least. I figure the defenses are just gonna kind of give it up both ways, and the offenses are just should eat. That's how you look at it and see it. But I just gotta stick kind of with Burrow. He's Mr. December. He's like I mean he's back. They're probably not gonna make the playoffs, but I imagine that they're gonna be fighting like heck,
100%.
And like I was saying earlier, it's more of me just kind of watching that number right now. It's a 5.5. I really like the 5.5 for the Bengals, but if it goes to like a 6.5, I might be a little more concerned about the other side. Just trying to watch it right now.
I hear that. And yeah, I mean, having Joe Burrow back has been a huge boon to the offense. And like you said, well, I'm going to look for the total, see where that line's at in a couple days, and
Yeah.
most likely tease that with something else because there's a lot of good opportunities this weekend.
It seems like the least cold and windy game of some of them, at least. I mean, so we should see. But yeah, that's all I
right.
got.
Cool. Thank you, man. Let's go Angel next. We'll move on to Joe.
Oh yeah, we got quite a matchup here. Bills, they started 4-0, then they went 4-4, and now they say that December started, so it's a different story. Bills their playoff run starts now. They're currently the 7th seed in the playoffs, or if it were to start, how it looks. And the Bengals are also in the playoff hunt, as Aaron said. They come from the AFC North, which is not a very good division with the Bengals and Steelers, so they're only 2 games back. Bengals can win this game, maybe the next game, a couple more games, and be in it by some magic way, depending on how Steelers and Ravens do. So this is a good game for Mr. Joe Burrow to upset the Bills. Let me say one thing: he's 5-0 in December. Can he go 6-0? This could be a good spot to do it. The Bengals defense, man, I thought the Cowboys defense was bad. The Bengals defense lost 31.2 points per game. That's last in the NFL, and that's not good when you're facing the Bills. I think this is a good game for the Bills. This is where I think they go off. This is going to be a high-scoring game, if you ask me. I don't think the Bills have much of a defense either, but I could be wrong. I've just watched a couple of their recent games, we'll have a high scoring. And I think Jamar Chase shows out in this game. I think Josh Allen's gonna have to run in a few touchdowns, hand off to James Cook. I don't know who's the better player in December. Some people say it's not which team you play, it's when you play them, and this is quite the time for them to meet. So good luck to the Bengals. I'm gonna have to go with the Bills just because my Super Bowl pick I still think is low key the Bills. That's just me. So yeah,
What was your other pick? The Cowboys?
we don't talk about that.
All right, just making sure. Both teams are a mess. Joe, you want to wrap us up?
Yeah. Well, my Super Bowl pick's the Green Bay Packers, so we'll see how that goes.
Ugh.
I hate the Packers, by the way. Yeah, Bills versus Bengals. Bengals come in at 4-8 overall, 2-4 on the road. Bills are 8-4, 5-1 at home. They're solidly in the playoff hunt near the top of the AFC East, as usual. Bills are 5th in the league in points per game, 28.1 points per game, and 2nd in yards per game at 381. Offense is humming. Bengals average 23 points per game and 313 yards per game. Middling at best on offense. For Cincinnati, Chase Brown, he's posted 6 straight games over 100 scrimmage yards, totaling 689 yards over that stretch. That kind of consistent production gives the Bengals their best chance to exploit Buffalo Bills' weak run defense. And the Bills are near the bottom in the run as well. Buffalo's offensive tempo and passing game do remain elite, like I just talked about. Josh Allen commands the offense like usual, big playability and overall balance to make them dangerous. On the defensive side, though, Bengals will need production from edge rushers, and especially coming off a game with 2 sacks and 8 pressures. With likely absence of veteran pass rusher Trey Hendrickson, their pass rush depth matters. If Bengals stick with Brown and lean run heavy, they might control clock and tempo, forcing Buffalo to be one-dimensional. If that happens, there's excellent leverage given Buffalo's weaker rush defense. The overs do look playable in this matchup, given both teams' offensive capabilities, especially Bills and Bengals they just need to stay aggressive with it. Total points might creep up. The matchup history between these two teams is even 17-17 in the series, which adds to unpredictability. The Bills are fighting for playoff positioning. Running backs like James Cook add extra threat. Bengals, meanwhile, could play loose as underdogs, especially if Brown gets going. They have nothing to lose, even though I guess they do, technically.
Yeah, great points, man. And we know that clock and possession management aren't the Bills' strong suit. I mean, that sounds kind of mean, but I guess it's really not Sean McDermott's strong suit. It's not like Josh Allen's out there controlling it. So excellent points. Next up, we're going to talk Bears Packers. We have a classic that's going back, I'm going to say 100 years. I don't know. I'm not a historian, but it's been going on for a long time. They're playing in Green Bay. Packers are minus 325. The total is currently set at 44.5, which is your generic NFL total. And the spread is minus 6.5, which I find pretty interesting and would be a little shocked if it stays that by the time the game starts on Sunday. But we're going to shift everything over. Angel, you're kicking us off this round. What do you think?
My gosh, this is quite the divisional matchup. This is the first of their division meeting because they will face each other again. I think not next week, but the week after that. So I don't know. Do Bears sweep the Packers this season? Do they split the series? Do Packers own the Bears like they have been owning them since 2011? I don't know, but that's old times. We're in the now. We're in the present. I thought the Cowboys had momentum after beating the Super Bowl winning Eagles, but that didn't go too well. So I think this is a true test for the Bears. Pardon me. But the Bears have won 10 games in the last 11, and they have 3 losses on the season. 2 of those losses coming on the road, and this is a road game for the Bears. So I think this might be where they could face a speed bump. I'm not too sure, but I would not want to face that Packers defense. They are facing some injuries, and that might come to play. But Michael Parsons is not injured, so they will have to be looking out for him. I think that the Bears, I don't know if it's a fluke. I don't know if they're really them. I don't know what's happening, but I like the Packers. I don't like the Pack. I mean, I like the Bears. I don't like the Packers. Let me say that. And I'm gonna go with the Bears spread on this one. That's my look in. I think this game's going to come down to the fourth quarter. And I don't know, which Jordan Love do we get? Do we get the Jordan Love that went off last week, or do we get the Jordan Love that we had the 3 weeks before that? I don't know. But this is going to come down to the end of the game, and I think the Bears win.
Dropping scores, man.
Sorry, bro. You asked.
You don't have to apologize. It's more just I wasn't
mean sorry.
expecting it.
I didn't mean it.
I hate everything you just said. The Bears and the Packers suck. I think
There's
it
no
might be
winner.
possible actually for both teams to lose this game.
It's called the tie. So you're right.
Facts.
But yeah, Joe, take us next. What do you think about this one?
Yes, sir. So Bears 9-3, leading that NFC North. Packers 8-3-1, right behind Chicago. Winner grabs the division lead. This game has huge playoff seeding implications, division lead plus potential home field implications in the North. Bears just beat the reigning champs Eagles on the road, something the Cowboys did, which shows how bad the Eagles are now, and hopefully they lose out. A statement win for the Bears that just snapped a multi-year drought versus the Eagles and gave them strong momentum. This is the new Bears team. They're snapping multi-year droughts against franchises. Their offensive line has paved the way for a dominant ground game, rushing workload, and a ball control offense may define their identity moving forward. Packers, meanwhile, have been firing on all cylinders. Their defense is among the best in the league. Strong run defense, pass rush presence, and overall balance. Packers pass rush, aka Micah Parsons, and pressure creation, they've been deadly at. Their pressure rate and sack creation is just so good. If they can disrupt the Bears' backfield and limit run-pass balance, they have the edge. So Bears offense, if their O-line holds, their ground attack could eat the clock, manage tempo, and keep Packers defense on their heels, which may open up play action opportunities. I might keep an eye on that for sure. Like I said, the division's on the line. It feels like a win and you're up type of game for the Bears. Momentum matters, but Packers at home do remain dangerous. It's kind of like an underdog versus buzzsaw defense. Bears run heavy pace versus a Packers front seven built to stop the run. Clash of styles there for sure. There's value on under or lower scoring game. I would just watch it live as well to see where it may go, watch where the line goes. With these two defenses or defense-leaning teams, and given the weather, Lambeau conditions, it really may be a spot for the under here. It could make a lot of sense if this game gets sloppy.
Yeah, that's totally fair. It's a good point about the weather as well. God, I hate both. Doesn't
I'm
matter.
actually
I just checked
not a
our
Bears hater.
Well, it's also I just checked my fantasy team, and I know I had Christian Watson like 2 weeks ago, and he had done absolutely nothing, and I dropped him. So I was like, I went to pick him up the other day. I wonder who has him. Angel, who do you think has him?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah,
Probably Angel.
I bet.
Someone's
Yeah,
got to pick them up.
weird.
Quicker than
Weird
that.
how that happens. Just
That'd be quick
lifelong
way.
enemies.
Waiver God.
Waiver God, I like that. Aaron, anything to add on to the other two?
Yeah, I think it's like Joe was saying, it's like a different Bears team this year. You got Ben Johnson running the offense. It obviously helps quite a bit. You got top 3 rush offense. Your last 6 games, the Bears are top 3 rush offense. And last 5 games, they've outscored their opponents 185. So, I mean, it's working for them. And
Whoa.
let's see, like he was saying too, the Packers, I mean, the only thing that could change the whole game is it's probably the best defensive front you're going to see in a while. And it's top, I don't know what they are, probably top 5 red zone, I would say. But I'd put them like middle of the pack, up and down the field, top 15 defense overall. I mean, that's still pretty good. I'd be running play actions all day if I was Chicago. I'd be in the same 3 sets, feeding different plays through the same formations, motion all day, run them. I mean, and that's what he did at the Lions. I feel like he knows what he's supposed to do, but LaFleur's 11-1 or something versus the Bears, and he's like 7-2 ATS in December at home. The Packers fans don't want anything more than to be out there in the cold and the snow. I mean, granted, they're outside in Chicago too. I mean, sure, you're going to travel for this team you got this year, but yeah, I just don't know, man. 81,000 people in Lambeau. You got the Bears are way better against the spread than the Packers are this year, but I don't know, man.
What do you think? It hits 7.5. You think you take it then?
I'd take it with the Bears if it got that high. Especially if I got over a half. But I mean, it's hard to beat LaFleur. If I think Chicago's offense more succeeds because they're up there at pace of play and they can control the tempo. I mean, any team can run in the ball, but like I said, if you can't, I mean, it's going to be a long game, buddy.
One more thing I got is that the Bears, they already beat the Packers this year.
Yeah,
They beat
go
them
ahead.
in Green Bay, actually. And they beat them 24-22. Before that, it was 11 losses in a row. I think the Bears are going to win again. And don't be surprised when they do.
Yeah.
Sorry to all those 81,000 Packers fans, but you're going to be cold for nothing.
Yeah, they
All
probably
right.
don't want to lose in Green Bay again.
We're going to see what happens. This is a very prove it type of game where we see, at the end of the season, after teams have figured things out, how they respond to certain schemes. And yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. And we're going to move on to the next game and wrap things up with Eagles Chargers. Both massive disappointments. I'm not a fan of either at the moment, especially the Eagles. I just found out one of my neighbors is an Eagles fan. Guy sucks. I can tell you right now. What did he buy? That whatever that cinnamon drink is, he sucks. Anyway, Chargers have been pretty consistent. Eagles are minus 148, minus 2.5 spread. Total set at 41.5. Honestly, similar to the last game, I feel like the lines are set pretty appropriately. It might make it a little bit hard to find an edge or an angle for the average person. Obviously, my esteemed colleagues here are not average, so join the Discord, see what they have to say, because that's who I'm going to be tailing on Sunday or Monday, my bad, because this game is very difficult to analyze. And Joe, you want to kick us off this time?
Yeah, so for Philadelphia Eagles versus the Los Angeles Chargers, both teams coming at 8-4. Eagles are reeling. They just lost to the Bears, marking their second straight defeat. Their offense has looked unsettled compared to last season, but not the end of 2023. It's looking just like that again. Chargers also in the thick of the AFC wildcard race. This is a critical game for playoff positionings for both teams. The Eagles will be out without defensive tackle Jalen Carter. He underwent shoulder procedure and is out week to week. That's a blow for the run defense and interior pass rush. Chargers may try to attack the weakened interior either via run or quick passing game, targeting on middle seams. Eagles under pressure, they might have to lean on their secondary and edge rushers to compensate. That could lead them to blitz more, which can be a double-edged sword. Can the Eagles survive? Can they reverse course and start looking good again like they did the beginning of the season? And also the ability to defend the line of scrimmage may determine this game if they win or get exposed further. The Chargers have betting value. Home game, healthy QB, skill players facing a defensive missing a key interior piece in Carter. Look for them to hit overs and possible against the spread. The Eagles, right now, it's a desperation bounce back game for them. Can they bounce back? If their offensive identity resurfaces, even partially, this could be a nail biter. Could go either way, banking on mental toughness versus opportunity exploitations. We can't be seeing Jalen and Brown, having those conversations on the sidelines of getting confused of which routes being ran and throwing the back of the ball in the back of A.J. Brown and all of that. That's just, we see that this game, it's not going to be good for them. I think the value is in the underdogs right here. Maybe Chargers with the value versus Eagles, even Bears at Green Bay with the last game. Values might be on the underdogs for this slate. Just got to see where it goes. Should be some solid games this week with the playoff seeding and motivation, drive, intensity.
Yeah, totally fair. We're going to see how the line moves, and thanks for pointing that out. I didn't know Jalen Carter was out for a shoulder injury. I assume he spit so hard at somebody that it slipped out of the socket, but, professionals get injured.
Like how quarterbacks put their hips into throwing the ball, he puts his shoulder into spitting, give it that extra
It's
torque.
so funny. I just remembered somebody calling him Jalen the Camel Carter after that. All right, thank you. Anyway, let's go to Aaron next. Aaron, what do you have for this game?
Yeah, Chargers, they're second place in their division behind the Broncos, the almighty Broncos that everybody doesn't believe in. I don't either. But the Broncos play the Raiders, which I don't know. We'll have to talk about that maybe in the Discord, but that's a weird game too. And then they obviously got the Packers, which doesn't matter, the Jaguars. But then they finished with the Chiefs and the Chargers. And I mean, the Chargers are 2 games back. And maybe they could win this game. Maybe they're looking ahead to the Chiefs. But I don't think. Okay, this is how I started out. Do the Eagles suck? Yes, but not really. Not on defense. That was my first note I wrote down. They got the toughest. They got the tougher schedule remaining. I don't know if you have the ability to look ahead as a Charger.
Agreed.
Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Broncos. I mean, Chiefs, Cowboys, Texans, Broncos. Yeah. But anyways, they get Omarion Hampton back, which really helps in offense. Again, play action type offense like Herbert, and he's just the dog. I'm sure he's gonna play. I don't think he's the type of guy to even want to sit out. So I think it's gonna be good for them to. That's the way you got to do it. 2 Philly good defenses, like I was saying before. They're gonna have to play action, execute, and maintain possession time. I don't. It's gonna be tough against a Philly D, like rinse and repeat last breakdown almost. But I don't know if the Chargers have Khalil Mack on their defense. Yeah, I don't know what players are for sure quite yet. I've been kind of looking at to see who's returning or not gonna be there. I know Jalen Carter, but that was really that's a big one with the Chargers are bottom 5 in sacks allowed. There's things I need to know about people gonna be here or not. It's gonna help me think about it more. But Harbaugh's 7-3 ATS as a dog, and they're only getting 2.5 points. Maybe it's a close 20-21 kind of game. Everybody has an over and goes under by a half point kind of deal. I just want to see who's going to be in here for sure. Kind of just seems like, should I buy Philly low? Or, I mean, it's kind of the way I'm trying to look at it now. They're worth almost betting on the money line, but is it right? You know?
You usually make the right decision, even if you need to wait a little bit until we're closer to kickoff. You know, when you get your information, if you don't feel strongly about something, you tend to not release it. So that's just gonna have to wait for the Discord, man.
And the
Yeah, and
Eagles
I'm
I
are.
gonna
trust your
interject.
analysis. Go ahead, Joe.
No, finish what you guys.
Oh, and I was just gonna say the Eagles are 2-2 on Monday Night Football when they travel across the country. I don't know how much of
Nice.
that matters, but
Yeah, going back to that Bears game real quick, I just got a notification saying Dunze's out with a foot injury. So, yeah, that might be a blow to what we're talking about just now.
Interesting.
What's his name? DJ Moore? Going off for 3 TDs? That's what I like to hear.
Didn't you say that
More
like
for
a week
more.
or 2 ago?
Hey,
No,
More for
Angel's
more.
just a fantasy vampire, man.
haters
He
gonna
just-
hate.
He takes my leftovers, and after I beat him and drop them, but
He said,
Thank you,
he said,
Aaron.
he said Angels Edward, Eric's Jacob, and Jacob's losing.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know how the story goes, but I trust you, so yeah. Eat it,
Hey,
Angel.
we gotta, you know, hit all the demographics there. Gotta throw on a little, you know, Twilight. Got that out there. Let's go.
Werewolves all day.
Higgins is playing now.
Oh, this is ridiculous. Oh,
I get.
you want to wrap us up?
Yeah, as Aaron said, we don't know who's playing for the Eagles, and we don't know who's not going to be playing for the Chargers. One of those players is Justin Herbert. He's not a for sure. He's playing. Not many people know, but he just had surgery on his fractured left hand. It's his non-throwing hand. He took a helmet to the hand against the Raiders, and let's just say it's a bit swollen. After that injury happened, he went back to the locker room and he got a cast and a glove. And after that, he was not able to go under center from there. As of Wednesday, he did not practice. He did go through walkthrough. And one thing that he said is that he still hasn't gripped a football. I hope he plans to attempt to grip a football before trying to play on Sunday, because he's going to need to grip a football. He's going to need to hand the ball off. He's going to need to throw it. And if not, Trey Lance is QB2. He's stepping up. So look for that to be a major thing to play. I think the Eagles defense is not good. 281 yards they gave up last week to the Bears, and I think they give up maybe another 200 yards to the Chargers. Omarion Hampton, he's going to be back. Look for those fresh legs to get the ball and run, especially if Herbert's not there. But I think that the Eagles this is a get back game for them. I think they're the more talented roster, but I don't know. Do they start playoff run now? Do they take another loss? We'll see. This is going to be I don't know. I don't even know what side I like until I know who's playing or whatnot. But I know I don't like the Eagles more, so let's go Chargers.
Trey Lance ain't playing anywhere.
If Herbert ain't, he will.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's one
yeah,
thing you
but
don't want.
That's what Yeah, buddy.
Herbert's getting
So
that
watch
Aaron
out.
Rodgers treatment. Isn't it the same thing Aaron Rodgers had? He had like his non-throwing hand had a thing on it.
And look what happened to Rodgers' hand. Oof. Don't think Herbert wants that. Rest
Yeah,
that
but
boy. Just saying.
what is
You
he?
can give him a week off.
70% older than Herbert. He'll be fine.
Now when your backup's Trey Lance, they do not want to do that. But yeah.
Well, there you have it. Breakdowns for 3 big important games that are happening this weekend. And I forgot to mention earlier, but Harbaugh's not the type of guy to look ahead. I think the Chargers are going to be on point. Not that they're going to win. I'm saying they're going to focus on the game in front of them. And yeah, so we're going to move over to the Lock It In segment. And let's see. We're going to go clockwise after a little adjustment and start with Angel. Angel, what are your Lock It In picks?
I got 3 picks for you. Actually, maybe 3, maybe 4. We'll see. So first one, Baker Mayfield, over 216 passing yards. They're going against the Saints. Not much of defense there. They are heavily favored. I mean, Baker's going to be Baker. I think he gets over 216. I don't know how easy, but he does not have Mike Evans back this week. Does have a healthy Godwin. A couple receivers are still there. So that's my first pick. My second pick is going to be basketball. Going back to that Lakers versus Celtics game. The stat is Jaylen Brown over 41 points, rebounds, and assists. He's gone over this in the recent 5 games, and I think he goes over this again. He is their number 1. He didn't play last night, so he's a little rested. Hopefully, he's recovered from his illness that they says he is. So I think he lights up the Lakers. They're going to need to if they want to win, and even if he doesn't light them up, he's going to be rebounding and he's going to be getting those assists. So 41 points, rebounds, assists, take the over. My third bet, we're going UFC, and I'm going Joshua Van versus Pantoja. I'm taking Van underdog money line. I'm taking the youth. I mean, 11-year age gap. Yeah, Pantoja has experience. He knows what to do. He's riding some momentum, but there's a new man in town. His name's Joshua Van. And that's all I got.
Dang. I like your Baker pick, and no one needs Mike Evans. He's dead to me.
I did trade him, so I don't need him either.
Finally, you guys agree on something.
Nah, I still don't.
You agree to not agree.
Never calling on you first again. All right. No, what do you got next? What are your Lock It In picks for this weekend?
So for Lock It In, I have 3 best bets today, 1 in each sport that we talked about: NFL, NBA, UFC. Let's go with NFL first. I'm loving that Chargers team total versus the Eagles. Eagles are missing Jalen Carter, their most important interior defender, like I said. Philly defense has collapsed for 2 straight weeks, probably a little longer than that. They're allowing long drives and big plays. Chargers O-line has a top 10 pass block win rate, perfect against the Philly front, missing its best distributor. Give me that Chargers team total over. I think it's 22.5, 23.5, somewhere around there. For best bet number 2, let's go over to NBA. Lakers versus Celtics today. Over 226.5 for total. Lakers average 120 nearly points per game, second best field goal percentage in the league at 51%. The Celtics averaging 116 points per game, and their defense has been inconsistent in December historically. Both teams' recent pace with strong scoring trends pushes towards a 232-238 combined projection. Rebounding edge for Boston creates extra possessions, and Lakers' transition scoring is elite. Even with Luka out, I think they hit 230. Give me this over. For best bet number 3, let's go over to UFC. Merab versus Petr Yan. Fight goes to decision. This is a parlay piece, so that's going to be juicy. It's going to be a little juicy. You don't want to squeeze that juice out. So to do that, we're going to hit that in a parlay. Not giving you the other leg to a parlay. Use your most confident piece this weekend and match it with my Petr Yan and Dallas Vili fight to go to the distance. Their first fight, like I said, 49 takedowns of 10, a nonstop pressure, elite durability from both sides. Has never, ever been finished in the UFC. Yan has never, ever been finished by strikes in any fight. He has a granite chin as well. World-class defense and Merab style pressure plus grind plus decisions all the time. Yan's win condition is striking, but Merab's pace makes a clean KO. That window extremely limited. 5-round cardio war is the most likely outcome by far. Both have 5-round cardio all day. I'm loving this fight to go to decision in a parlay piece.
Excellent. I love that pick. And just everybody watching, I just looked it up. At least in Colorado on DraftKings, Chargers team total is currently 19.5 at -115.
Whoa. Hey, we know the best bet of the best bet. Take that Charger team total over. It's going to cash.
Just wanted to clarify for everybody. And let's head over to Aaron next. Aaron, laid on me. You were right, even though it wasn't a best bet last week. UT versus A&M. You're like, I see Texas winning. They won. Don't know how. You called another college game. Was it Tulane?
Clemson.
Clemson, my bad. Yeah. Plus money, both of those plus money. So let's listen to what this man has to say.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Today, Jacksonville State plays Kennesaw State at home, and it's like one of the top rushing offenses in the nation. Cam Cook is he's going to the Houston Texans. Watch. No, I'm just kidding. He's awesome though, and
Hopefully the
the
Cowboys.
quarterback, like their quarterback, is averaging over 150 rushing yards a game lately. I mean, and the weather's supposed to be bad. It's just not overthinking it. Jacksonville State is plus 115 on the money line. They're going to run the ball. And they always find ways to win. It might look ugly. Maybe you get a better price live, but I think they got a pretty good shot at winning today. And then I was pretty big on Texas Tech, but I really, really like the under 49.5 that game. I think it's going to just be a defensive game. Both sides, great defenses too. BYU's defense to score a touchdown was boosted to plus 800. And I was thinking about it, because you never know with games like that. But just the under 49.5 in the Texas Tech BYU game. And then in NFL on Sunday, I think Seattle's going to win by the 7. They're laying a flat 7 right now, minus 104. And Sam Darnold's going to toast them. They're indoors. Drake London's not playing. You got Bijan all day. We see it. He can do it all, but he can't win the game for him. So I think you get a 7. It's already at a flat 7. I think the Seahawks have that.
What do you mean Bijan can do it all? He can't score a touchdown every time I ask him to.
Well, I mean, he can do whatever looks extraordinary, but the Falcons can't win the game. And with the Falcons, Sam Darnold is very prone to getting sacked. And I think the Falcons have like 22 or 20 plus sacks in the last 5 games.
Oof.
So, I mean, there's that, but he gets rid of the ball fast. Falcons suck. Bet the Seahawks minus 7.
I like it. I like it a lot. Awesome. Thank you, Aaron.
Before you finish us off,
I'm going to wrap us up. Go ahead.
I'm going to say that Marvin Harrison is out with a heel injury for the Cardinals. So my little extra bet for you is Michael Wilson is now wide receiver number 1 for the Cardinals. And when that's happened, he's gone over 118 yards and 185 yards. And he only needs 62 yards to cash. Actually 63 since it's 62.5. Just a little extra bet if you want it.
Well,
I'm taking
really
it.
glad he's on both of my fantasy
I'm
also
teams.
taking it.
I'm going to
that's
start
my
him in
favorite
fantasy
bet,
too.
probably.
I like it.
I just added him, so not that league though. You're good.
I know. I was like, you ain't
I
getting him.
wish. Sorry, I don't need him. I got Gibbs. So we
No.
good.
I'll trade him for your dignity for the next year.
I don't have any.
Anyway, all right. My quick picks. I'm just gonna tell you guys what I plan on doing this weekend based on current odds and players. So I'm gonna do a money line parlay. I know it's not, the best way to get ahead, but I like it. It makes it fun. I'm doing Seahawks, Bucks, and Rams in a parlay. Don't go crazy. Just the odds are really good on that if you parlay those 3, and I like their chances. I'm gonna avoid Josh Jacobs and DeAndre Swift in the touchdown scorer conversation just because honestly I think they're both going to score, but that's a really difficult game to pick. If I had to say anything, I like Josh Jacobs better than DeAndre Swift, but overall for touchdown scorers, look at Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, Jonathan Taylor, Judkins on the Browns, Scary Terry McLaurin, Devon Achane, and Devontae Adams. Half of those guys are automatic. I will not stop putting Devontae Adams in my touchdown scorer parlays until he stops scoring. Like, dude goes off every single time. And so, yeah, and if you want to just do like a parlay between a couple of them, because I think the odds aren't that bad, but, minus 150 is still a lot for a touchdown score when you don't know how that's going to go. So in that case, I would do a parlay. And if you're going to look at Adams, I would also look at Jonathan Taylor and Devon Achane, specifically Achane, just if you're looking to do a two-legger and get some plus money. But yeah, that's what I got for this weekend. Got an amazing slate. I can't wait to see the UFC card tomorrow night, NFL on Sunday, and yeah, I hope everybody has had a great week. Hope you make some money this weekend. Anyone want to add anything before we sign off?
Gonna be a great weekend. Let's cash.
Big
Yes,
weekend.
sir. All right. See you guys next week.